These are the scientific facts about why kindness isn't just a nice thing to do. It's literally the greatest strength humans possess. And I'm not talking about some feel-good philosophy here. I'm talking about hard data that shows kind people live longer, earn more money, have better brain health, and actually shaped the entire course of human evolution. Let me start with something that'll blow your mind. People who volunteer for just 2 organizations have a 44% lower likelihood of dying early. That's after controlling for everything: physical health, exercise, smoking, marital status, you name it. To put that in perspective, this effect is stronger than exercising 4 times a week or going to church regularly. Kindness literally keeps you alive longer than most things we consider essential for health. But here's where it gets really wild. Harvard biologist Martin Nowak doesn't call evolution survival of the fittest. He calls it a snuggle for survival. Because cooperation, not competition, is what drove human evolution. Our ancestors didn't beat out Neanderthals because they were stronger or smarter. They won because they were better at working together. Think about it. Every major leap in evolution, from single cells forming complex organisms to humans building civilizations, happened through cooperation. We're literally the champions of cooperation on this planet. And that cooperative instinct shows up in our brains as kindness. When you perform an act of kindness, something incredible happens in your brain. Your pleasure and reward centers light up as if you were receiving the kindness, not giving it. Scientists call this the helper's high. You get a hit of serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins, basically nature's antidepressants and painkillers, just for being nice to someone. But it gets better. Perpetually kind people have 23% less cortisol, the stress hormone that ages you faster. They literally age slower than the average population. Meanwhile, oxytocin, the love hormone released during kind acts, reduces inflammation and lowers blood pressure. Kindness is like a prescription drug, except instead of side effects, you get more friends. Now, let's talk about your brain on kindness. Researchers at Johns Hopkins followed older adults who volunteered with elementary school kids through something called the Experience Core Trial. After 2 years, the volunteers didn't just maintain their brain health, they actually increased brain volume in areas that typically shrink with age. The men in the study showed increases of up to 1.6% in brain regions critical for memory and executive function. Tara Grunwald, one of the lead researchers, put it perfectly. They didn't experience declines in memory and executive function like we saw in our control participants. And there were even changes in brain volume in areas of the brain that support these different cognitive processes. Volunteering literally grows your brain. But maybe you're thinking, this sounds great for retirees, but what about the real world? What about business? Well, buckle up, because kind leaders absolutely dominate. Companies with empathetic leadership see 26% higher profitability and 20% higher customer satisfaction. Employees under kind leaders are 20% more engaged and 17% more productive. High-trust workplaces built on kindness and empathy have 50% higher productivity, 76% more engagement, and 74% less stress. Take Tony Hsieh, the late CEO of Zappos. He built an entire company culture around kindness and transparency. Employees felt emotionally invested because they felt cared for. The result? Insane customer loyalty and a business that sold for over $1 billion. Or look at Mary Barra at General Motors. She's driven one of the world's largest companies with what people describe as quiet, humble, and kind leadership. The data doesn't lie. According to an EY survey, 86% of employees say kindness in leadership improves morale, and 87% say it's critical for inclusive work environments. Kind leaders don't just feel good, they win. Here's something that'll change how you think about every interaction. Kindness has a ripple effect that reaches 3 degrees of separation. When you're kind to someone, they're more likely to be kind to others, who are then more likely to be kind to even more people. Your single act of kindness literally creates waves of positivity that touch people you'll never meet. A 2018 study at a Spanish company proved this. When employees performed acts of kindness for colleagues, it didn't just make the recipients happier, it made them more likely to be kind to others. One act of kindness can influence dozens of people across multiple social connections. And here's the beautiful part. Kindness is self-reinforcing. Every time you're kind, you create new neural pathways that make it easier to be kind next time. It's like building a muscle, except this muscle makes everyone around you stronger too. But let's address the elephant in the room. For too long, we've been told that kindness equals weakness, that nice guys finish last, that to succeed in business or life, you need to be tough, ruthless, competitive. This is not just wrong, it's backwards. As the Dalai Lama said, compassion and tolerance are not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. And Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the most successful entrepreneurs alive, puts it even more bluntly. Kindness is the biggest strength in business and in life. There's no debate that kindness is a strength. Think about what real strength means. It's not about dominating others. It's about having the capacity to remain open without collapsing, to be compassionate without losing boundaries, to lift others up while standing firm in your values. That takes incredible inner strength. When someone's kind to you, you feel something called elevation. That warm, uplifting feeling that makes you want to be better too. Psychologist Jonathan Haidt discovered this emotion, and it's proof that kindness doesn't make us weak. It makes us aspire to greatness. The neurochemistry backs this up completely. Acts of kindness don't just release feel-good chemicals. They strengthen your brain's ability to handle stress, build resilience, and maintain emotional stability under pressure. Kind people aren't soft. They're anti-fragile. And let's talk about the ultimate test of strength, survival. Remember those statistics about longevity? Kind people live longer, not just because they're healthier, but because they build stronger social networks. In any crisis, the people with the strongest relationships, built through years of kindness, are the ones who thrive. Here's what really gets me excited about this research. We're living in a time when workplaces are facing a culture crisis. 80% of employees feel overwhelmed. 41% of Gen Z workers are actively seeking better conditions. People are desperate for connection, for meaning, for leaders who actually care about them as human beings. This isn't just a moral issue. It's a massive competitive advantage waiting to be seized. The companies and leaders who figure out how to build cultures of genuine kindness are going to absolutely dominate the next decade. But here's the thing about kindness. You can't fake it. People can sense authentic care versus manipulative niceness from a mile away. Real kindness comes from recognizing that everyone you meet is fighting battles you know nothing about and choosing to make their day a little brighter instead of harder. Dr. David Hamilton, who studies the health effects of kindness, found something incredible. Giving help to others protects overall health twice as much as aspirin protects against heart disease. Think about that. Kindness is twice as powerful as one of our most trusted medicines. The research is clear, the data is overwhelming, and the conclusion is inescapable. Kindness isn't just nice to have, it's the ultimate superpower. It makes you healthier, smarter, more successful, and literally helps you live longer. It builds stronger teams, more profitable companies, and more resilient communities. But maybe the most beautiful thing about kindness is this. Unlike almost every other advantage in life, this one is completely free and available to everyone. You don't need money, connections, or special talents. You just need to choose, in each moment, to see the humanity in others and respond with care. In a world that often feels harsh and divided, kindness isn't weakness. It's the quiet revolution that changes everything. And the science proves it. The kind inherit not just the earth, but better health, stronger relationships, greater success, and longer lives. That's not sentiment, that's strength.